The African savannah is one of the harshest and most diverse ecosystems on Earth. Grasslands stretch across the horizon, and low shrubs, rocky crevices, and burrows provide shelter, hunting grounds, and resting places for many species. This ecosystem forms a complex network of interactions. Antelope, zebras, and African buffalo supply food for lions, hyenas, and African wild dogs. Birds and insects pollinate plants, disperse seeds, and regulate smaller populations, maintaining ecological balance. Climate dictates the rhythm of life here. Daytime brings extreme heat, while nighttime temperatures fall sharply. The rainy season brings fresh grass, abundant water, and widespread reproduction. The dry season turns the grasslands into a survival test, forcing herds to migrate while predators follow closely. Every activity, from predator hunts to the movements of grazing herds, is part of a continuous cycle. The savanna is not only a battleground for survival, but also a balanced ecosystem where every species, large or small, plays a role in the rhythm of life. On the African savannah, the hyena is one of the most formidable predators. An adult weighs about 175 pounds and has the strongest bite force of any mammal, capable of crushing bones. Its hunting success relies not only on individual strength, but also on coordinated group tactics. They live in large clans that cooperate in detection and attack. Hyenas often compete for food with African wild dogs. Conflicts over carcasses are frequent. Their large numbers usually give hyenas the advantage, ensuring a reliable food source for the clan. Reproduction peaks during the rainy season when prey is more abundant. Hyena cubs face many threats, both from within the clan and from external predators. Raising young requires constant protection and stable food supply. The life cycle of hyenas is harsh. Even with protection, cubs often fall victim to lion attacks. Still, clans endure, continuing to hunt, reproduce, and maintain their presence across seasons. Group hunting strategies, powerful physiology, and adaptability allow hyenas to remain dominant carnivores of the African savannah, despite constant threats. Antelope are among the most common herbivores on the African savannah and occupy a central role in the ecosystem. They live in herds that range from small groups to hundreds of individuals. These herds move together to search for food and water. Antelope primarily graze on grasses and adapt to seasonal changes by shifting ranges during wet and dry periods. The rainy season provides abundant green grass and water, encouraging reproduction and population growth. During the dry season, herds expand their range to secure sufficient resources. When predators approach, antelope respond with rapid alerts throughout the herd. Some individuals act as lookouts while others prepare to flee. During escape, antelope use high speed combined with zigzag movements. Helping them avoid lions, hyenas, and African wild dogs. This behavior increases the survival of both individuals and the herd. Antelope play a critical ecological role as a primary food source for large predators. Their grazing regulates vegetation and prevents overgrowth. Their constant movements also disperse seeds, supporting plant regeneration and habitat stability. With their adaptability, quick responses, and ecological importance, antelope are a key species that maintain balance in the savanna ecosystem. Before dawn lights the Serengeti, the race for survival has already begun. Life here is defined by constant challenges, where strength does not always ensure victory, but persistence ensures survival. On the open grassland, herds of wildebeest move cautiously, each step alert to lions hidden among low bushes. A lioness crouches low and moves through the tall grass, focusing on a weakened wildebeest. The hunting strategy, refined over generations. Involves encircling, dividing, and driving prey into a vulnerable position. The wildebeest kicks and leaps to escape the tightening formation. In the Serengeti, every moment can alter the outcome, and the hunt is never complete until the weakest prey falls. Under the open sky of Tanzania, the Serengeti supports millions of animals. A cheetah moves silently through low grass, waiting for an opportunity to strike antelope. Each step is part of both the hunt and the struggle against intense heat and dry winds. In the distance, zebra herds shift position to avoid lions lying in ambush. The Serengeti sustains life according to natural rhythm, from raptors above to mammals and reptiles on the ground, all participating in the ongoing struggle for survival. On the Serengeti, lions are the symbol of strength and hunting strategy. Before sunrise, lionesses quietly stalk herds of antelope or zebra near low bushes. Every movement is calculated. With eyes fixed on the smallest details of prey behavior. They rely on group cooperation, encirclement, and coordinated pressure rather than individual power. Weak or injured animals are targeted first, but even strong antelope cannot ignore the threat. In the Serengeti, a sudden charge or a defensive kick can decide the outcome. Lions regulate herbivore populations and maintain ecological balance. They hold a central position in the savanna food web. Each hunt demonstrates adaptation, patience, and endurance, showing that strength in nature always depends on coordination and survival strategy. On the Serengeti, African buffalo represent strength and unity. They live in large herds that may reach hundreds of individuals. Each buffalo contributes to protecting calves and resisting predators. When lions or leopards approach, the herd can form a defensive circle, using horns and massive bodies to shield one another. This cooperative defense demonstrates the survival value of community behavior. The dry season is their greatest challenge. Water sources disappear, grass dries, and cracked soil forces herds to travel many miles in search of food and water. Elder members lead the herd with experience. while stronger buffalo guard the outer edges against predators. Their survival depends not only on strength, but also on learning, coordination, and endurance. As they move, buffalo trample tall grasses, creating pathways that benefit antelope and water birds. Each herd contributes to ecosystem balance, combining power, cooperation, and habitat maintenance. Life on the Serengeti teaches buffalo that strength, intelligence, and social bonds determine survival. The African leopard is a master of ambush hunting. It moves silently through tall grass and stops only when the target is in perfect range. Unlike lions that hunt in groups, leopards depend on speed, reflexes, and patience. They may wait for hours before launching a single attack. Each leopard lives alone and faces constant challenges from food scarcity, competition with other predators, and seasonal changes. On the Serengeti, the leopard represents precision and stealth. Every leap and every step determines survival. Its prey are alert and fast, but they also provide opportunities to demonstrate refined hunting skills. Survival here depends on behavioral adjustment, learning, and daily persistence. On the Serengeti, wildebeest embody the Great Migration. Each year, millions travel hundreds of miles, avoiding lions, leopards, wild dogs, and crocodiles along the way. Young, weak, and injured individuals are at constant risk of predation. Wildebeest move in herds to increase survival chances, relying on numbers and fast reactions. Every run and every jump shows endurance and adaptation to seasonal shifts, from lush green grass to arid plains. Wildebeest are not only prey but also key ecological drivers. They influence vegetation growth, provide food for predators, and shape the cycles of the ecosystem. Their lives are a harsh but vital movement of survival across one of Africa's most demanding landscapes. The African wild dog, also called the Cape hunting dog, is a persistent and intelligent predator on the Serengeti. They live in packs of 6 to 20 individuals that coordinate to hunt antelope, zebra, and small rodents. Each member has a specific role, including leading, surrounding, attacking, or guarding pups. Pack coordination increases hunting success to some of the highest rates among predators. The dry and wet seasons directly influence hunting strategy. When food and water are scarce, wild dogs travel farther, using speed and cooperation to locate prey. They often hunt during the day, using tall grass for cover and applying tactics passed through generations. Their survival depends on endurance, speed, intelligence, and communication within the pack. African wild dogs regulate herbivore populations, especially young antelope and zebra, and maintain balance in the savannah. They demonstrate the ecological power of community and cooperation in the wild. The cheetah is a solitary predator, known for extraordinary speed on the Serengeti. It hunts young antelope, juvenile zebra, and sometimes large lizards, relying on ambush, acceleration, and rapid reflexes. Each hunt requires precise calculation of distance, speed, wind direction, and timing. Cheetahs live dispersed and avoid confrontations with lions and wild dogs, which are stronger competitors. They use camouflage in tall grass and may wait for hours to strike at the perfect moment. Their survival depends on speed, intelligence, patience, and constant adaptation to a changing environment. Cheetahs control populations of young herbivores and influence predator dynamics by forcing competitors to refine hunting strategies. They are the clearest example of speed and precision in the harsh conditions of the Serengeti. The ostrich is a distinctive bird of the Serengeti. It feeds on insects and plants, but is also prey for large carnivores. It can run at speeds up to 45 miles per hour and defends itself with powerful legs and sharp kicks against lions, hyenas, and leopards. Ostriches live in groups that move constantly in search of food and safety. Their speed, leaps, and vigilance are their primary defenses in open habitats with little cover. They also disperse seeds and influence vegetation growth, contributing to savanna balance. Each ostrich group demonstrates adaptation through strength, reflexes, and cooperation. They remain a vivid example of survival on the vast grasslands of the Serengeti. Elephants in the Serengeti act as living ecosystem engineers. They travel in large herds, pressing the hard ground with each step, digging for water and breaking thorny bushes for food. Their social structure is complex. Older females lead the herd, mothers protect calves, and other individuals remain alert to predators such as lions and wild dogs. As elephants forage, they also create shelter for birds, rodents, and insects. Their strength, memory, and endurance allow them to travel hundreds of miles to find water during the dry season. Elephants combine intelligence, power, and adaptation, and they maintain ecological balance across the Serengeti. The black rhinoceros is a species adapted to the harsh conditions of the Serengeti. Its large body and sharp horns provide defense against predators. Although lions and hyenas remain a threat to calves, Rhinos move slowly but steadily while browsing on shrubs and grasses for nutrition. The greatest challenge comes during the dry season, when food and water become scarce. Each group adjusts its movements using knowledge of terrain, underground water, and vegetation. Their survival combines strength, vigilance, and memory. They play an ecological role by clearing vegetation, creating paths for other species, and maintaining balance between plants and herbivores. Vervet monkeys in the Serengeti demonstrate refined adaptation. They inhabit small forests and thickets scattered across the savanna. They move skillfully through branches to avoid ground predators. Their diet consists mainly of leaves, fruits, and small insects, which allows survival in areas with limited fresh food. They live in groups and use complex vocal communication to warn of danger. Each day requires searching for food, avoiding predators, and protecting them. They demonstrate that survival in the Serengeti depends on intelligent adaptation as well as speed and strength. The Serengeti stretches across the vast grasslands of East Africa, where weather dictates the rhythm of all life. The climate is tropical and equatorial, with two distinct seasons, wet and dry. The wet season lasts from November to May and brings heavy rains. The grass turns green, lakes and ponds fill with water, and food becomes abundant for herbivores. During this time, zebras, wildebeest, rhinoceroses, and elephants move to areas rich in vegetation. Lions, leopards, and wild dogs follow the herds to hunt. The dry season from June to October is the harshest challenge. Daytime temperatures can reach 95 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Water holes and streams dry. Vegetation becomes brittle and soil cracks. Animals must adapt or migrate farther to find water. Predators and prey clash more frequently, and endurance determines survival. Global climate change is creating new threats for the Serengeti. Seasons are shifting, with rains coming later, heavier, or sometimes failing completely. Lakes dry faster, and the average temperature increases each decade. These changes disrupt the migration schedules of zebras, wildebeest, and other herbivores. Predators face greater difficulty in locating prey. Sensitive species such as rhinos and vervet monkeys risk shortages of food, water, and shelter. Rainfall and temperature are no longer predictable. Sudden storms cause local flooding, while extended droughts create severe water shortages. Even highly adaptable and migratory animals must change strategies. They travel farther, exploit diminishing water holes, or face the risk of food collapse. Climate change in the Serengeti demonstrates that no ecosystem is immune to global shifts. The rhythm of life, migration, and survival is under strain. Yet animals continue to display endurance, intelligence, and adaptation. Elephants travel long distances for water. Wildebeest endure marathon migrations. Predators refine strategies to secure prey. Together, they balance their existence with an environment in flux. Before sunrise, the Australian desert awakens with harsh rhythms of survival. The fastest do not always succeed, but the most persistent endure. From burning sand dunes to dry shrubs, life is always alert. A dingo quietly approaches a small group of kangaroos near the edge of the scrub. The mothers jump unevenly, maintaining distance from the predator, while the young gather in the center. At the center of Australia lies the Simpson Desert, a vast sea of sand. Every day is a trial for the animals that live here. An eastern lizard glides across the dunes while hunting insects. Each step is also a defense against extreme heat and limited water. In the distance, the deserts of Australia cover more than 770,000 square miles, nearly one-third of the continent. From the Simpson to the Great Victoria and the Great Sandy, each desert has a unique ecosystem shaped over millions of years. These deserts are not only seas of sand but vital habitats for native species, many found only in Australia. Some areas are protected as national parks, listed as World Heritage Sites, and preserved as biological treasures. Water scarcity, spiny vegetation, and specialized animals create ecosystems that are both fragile and resilient under climate change and resource exploitation. Formed millions of years ago, the Australian deserts are products of long geological processes. Sand and ancient rock combine to create red dunes interspersed with rocky plateaus. Extreme heat and low rainfall have shaped vegetation and landscapes unique to the world. Unlike forests or grasslands, Australian deserts demonstrate biological adaptation to heat, drought, and sudden sandstorms. They also preserve fossils and traces of ancient animals, telling the natural history of the continent. Fine sand plains and spinifex grasslands form two main desert ecosystems. In the Australian desert, the thorny devil lizard demonstrates remarkable adaptation. Its body is covered with sharp scales that function as armor against predators and extreme dryness. It measures about 8 inches in length, but is fully protected by dense spines. These spines also regulate body temperature. During the day, they release heat quickly to resist high temperatures. At night, they retain warmth when temperatures drop. This mechanism is critical for survival in a climate with extreme temperature shifts. The thorny devil also has a false head structure on its back. When threatened, it lowers the real head and exposes the false head to mislead predators. Birds of prey and larger reptiles are often distracted by this defense. Its diet consists almost entirely of ants. A single lizard can consume thousands of ants in one day. Its mouth and digestive system are specialized to depend on this food source alone. In the desert food chain, thorny devils control insect populations and serve as prey for larger animals. This balance maintains ecological stability in a demanding environment. In the arid lands of Australia, the Mulga snake, also known as the king brown snake, is a powerful predator. It averages 6 to 10 feet in length with a thick body and brown scales that blend with the red sand. It moves close to the ground, approaching prey with little sound. Its eyes detect movement precisely under strong sunlight. Its diet includes large insects. Young birds, eggs, and small reptiles such as thorny devils. When attacking, it delivers a rapid strike and injects large volumes of venom. Although its venom is less toxic than some Australian snakes, the quantity makes it highly dangerous. The Mulga snake regulates populations of small animals, but is also prey for raptors and dingoes. Its role illustrates the strict balance of desert ecosystems. Its large body, secretive behavior, and potent biology make it a key species and a symbol of adaptation in the harshest regions of Australia. The red kangaroo symbolizes endurance and adaptation in the Australian desert. It moves through powerful jumps, each covering more than 30 feet in search of food and water. Herds contain many individuals, with young always protected by mothers in the center. Kangaroos react quickly to predators. They defend themselves with strong kicks against dingoes and large snakes. They also influence the ecosystem by dispersing seeds and shaping vegetation. Red kangaroos survive extreme heat, water shortage, and constant threats. They reproduce successfully and remain a living symbol of the red desert. The Serengeti and the Australian desert lessons of survival. The Serengeti and the Australian desert both reveal lessons of endurance, cooperation, intelligence, and adaptation. They show that survival depends not only on strength or speed, but also on learning, flexibility, and balance with the environment. Life continues even in the harshest conditions. Every species plays a role and sustains the rhythm of survival across vast wilderness.